world coming out of this Brahma's Nabhi, right? And then there was one spatial sound, which is called Om. From a mantra perspective, Mana Trayetri, whichever water or an air or in the earth, it forms a specific pattern. Triangle, hexagon, circle, it starts with a bindu. Not many people will leave your number 1, number 2 status and then move to something which is a different journey. The nakshatra that you're born in is your password. If you unlock it in your system, it gives you a world of opportunities. All the elements here mentioned here is your password. And a combination of that is your actual password. Ancient temples has this specific energy, and that energy is for the benefit of the society of the people in that area. लोग पूछते हैं मैं temple क्यों जाऊँ घर में? Actually, there's a difference. Temple का energy different है. In Sanatana Dharma, it is very clear that I do my karma, and automatically things should happen.
Welcome to the YouTube channel of Ramai.com. I'm your host Madhav Krishnatri. So today we are continuing the series of our podcast, and I've got very special guest here, Mr. Anand sir, with us. Welcome, Anand sir.
Namaskar.
So as a routine, or I will say as a discipline, what we have been doing that, we start our shoot with a positive mantra chant.
Yes.
So I would request you to, let's start with a mantra chant, and then post that I would want you to introduce yourself to my audience, because a lot of people have been asking that, who is he and what's your background, where you come from. So if you can highlight all of those things, and then we'll gradually start with the main topic for today's discussion. That would be yantras, basically.
Yes. So we'll start with a chant of divine Ma, feminine energy. So it goes like this. Sarva Mangala Mangalye Shive Sarvartha Sadhike Sharanye Trambake Gauri Narayani Namostute Narayani Namostute Narayani Namostute. So this is a very powerful Devi's chant, and this brings in a lot of this feminine energy into this system, and this feminine energy is also very highly required for us to sort of sustain in this world, kind of a thing. So brief introduction. I'm an engineer from a place called National Institute of Technology, NIT Calicut, and then I did my MBA in finance, and then explored into your own stuff before working for 2 years with a brand consulting firm, and then started your own executive search firm. I've been doing that for about 20 years kind of thing. And consulting in astrology I've been doing for the last 16, 17 years. And that's how the entire journey has been. So I like to see different charts and all that. So right from beggars to, stars to ministers and all, there are a few clients here and there where you need to see a different spectrum of chart analysis to sort of... so the first 3,000 charts, what I've seen is, I never used to make any prediction, only collect the data and keep. In an Excel sheet, maintain the database, name, place, nakshatra and all that, and the events in your life. So a person is going abroad, a baby is getting born. You notice that and figure out why it is happening based on the chart. Because the details there of family circles. So primarily you notice that, and after 3,000, then you're reasonably confident to go out and start putting public. And then, started this firm called Jothishi.com. And then it was formulated in 2019. And since then, have been consulting, and we build automated products based on Vedic astrology using machine learning primarily. So there are, so this product is primarily targeted at B2C, a specific, sort of relationship related segment, maybe about 23, 24 to about 33 years old kind of a segment. And then we focus these products on those particular target audience. So that's what I generally do. I'm also involved as a advisor, investor to a few more tech startups based in Bangalore.
Wow, that's really interesting. So I'm curious, how did someone as an engineer from NIT getting into MBA, that to finance, comes up here as a expert astrologer? I mean, that's a commendable journey, I must say.
So basically there are two things. A particular dasha. Dasha means a time frame. That time frame, some chips gets activated from your previous karma, previous path and all that. And that chip leads you to one particular direction. So in my case, it has probably led me to spirituality. So my day-to-day routine is I continuously keep chanting Vishnu Sahasranamam. So that is what I do. It's a sort of 30-minute chant When you do it, Rajdhani type, Super Express type, it compresses down to 10-15 minutes. So about continuously I keep a chant so that your mind is not, so we have vasanas in our mind, right? Vasanas comes from a previous birth. So that vasanas remain in your mind. You need to sort of replace that with something new, which leads you to, moksha. So you are replacing that with, I try and replace that with Vishnu Sahasranamam. So your path is, combination of bhakti, kriya and karma yoga. So that is the path you follow and then move to this direction. And then when that chip gets activated, automatically your interest in that studies sort of goes up. So then you start, connecting with that subject. And this subject, spirituality and Vedic astrology, it is called the eye of the Vedas, Veda Anga. Jyotisha is a subject which is Vedanga. So there are Vedas, there are Upanishads. Then there is something called Veda Anga. That is the Anga of the Vedas. So that Jyotisha falls in that, like mathematics falls in that. Nirukta falls in that. So Jyotisha also falls in that Veda Anga. So in that Veda Anga, once you get into it, it is a beautiful thing. You have to combine spirituality along with this, and it is like a black hole. Once you enter that subject, you will keep on going deep because no learning is complete. You will keep on studying throughout your life kind of a thing. So that's a beauty thing actually. And it's so beautiful to understand that you think a lot of things are happening coincidentally, but nature is playing a puppet show and then you are actor in that scene and then you are moving in the world of Maya kind of a thing.
That's so beautifully said.
Yes. And the purpose of human life is moha kshayati moksha. So moha kshaya, that means your moha should get over. And when there is no moha, there is moksha happening. So if that purpose can be satisfied, that is extinguishing all your karmas and desires. And if you're moving towards that direction, it is a beautiful thing to do rather than day-to-day the job and coming at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock, building houses. So you're doing something different in life. So that is also, and spreading happiness. Today, in our channel, there are a lot of mantras and all that. So at least you can confidently say 7,000, 8,000 people start your day with your mantras. You feel happy about it. So you're at least doing something reasonably good for the society kind of thing.
Definitely. That sums up the introduction of our guest here, Mr. Anand. And also now we know that, astrology is the eyes for the Vedic astrology. So, okay, that being said, we can move forward to today's topic, which is basically about yantras. And yantra, I believe, is a very powerful tool which can help a layman, in meditation, in protection, and also in balancing the energy.
Yes.
So that being said, sir, I would like to understand what is the history of yantra? How did this started? I mean, it's a...
So there is Hiranyagarbha. There is, world coming out of this Brahma's Nabhi, right? And then there was one spatial sound, which is called Om. So that sound is Akasha Tattva. So that Akasha Tattva remains, and then there are other Tattvas, Agni, Bhumi, Vayu, Jala, Narayana. Narayana is Akasha Tattva. So that Tattva remains, and then from this sound patterns, different things coexisted and existed, and getting created kind of a thing. So the sound is primarily mantra. Then you have yantra, and you have, so this mantra, what happens is, you would have seen in YouTube, right? In YouTube, when you, there is a medium. Medium is an air. That is one of those panchabhutas. Then there is water. So when you try and sing particular sounds like Om, or you chant Kleem, Kreem, Shreem, some Bija mantra. When you chant or some audio that you chant, there is a pattern that is created in the system, in the medium. Medium can be air, medium can be water, medium can be earth. One of the 5 Panchatattvas. So in that medium, I don't know if you have seen in YouTube, there are patterns that are created for different things. So from a mantra perspective, Mana Trayetri, whichever sort of encapsulates or conquers your mind and makes you work in a particular direction, from an Akasha Tattva point of view, is mantra. Yantra is a spatial geometry method. That same energy which sound produces on a physical platform, on a medium, either a water or an air or in the earth, it forms a specific pattern. So there you have various things. You have mandalas, you have, geometric patterns. So spatial geometry patterns are called yantras. So day-to-day life, we use yantras. 3 different types are there. So for example, you light a lamp. That is a basic form of yantra. So that is you're connecting with the divinity using a small thing. Then there is a Sri Vidya, a small yantra that you do. Then generally you do yantras for a specific deity with a specific purpose, with a specific mantra. That becomes the primary yantra kind of a thing. So for example, this yantra that we are talking about is for a particular nakshatra and nakshatra with a specific elemental details and for a specific purpose. That purpose has to be defined, that deity has to be defined, that geometry has to be defined. So for example, now there are many geometrical designs for various deities as well. Shiva energy, Vishnu energy, Devi energy. So there are sound patterns, there are geometrical patterns, Subramanya, Ganesha, there are various geometrical patterns. So primarily all these patterns are triangle, hexagon, circle. It starts with a bindu. The bindu is place where Mata resides. That's why we started this with a feminine energy. Devi Ma resides in that bindu, and from there different, so you will have 12 petal, 64 petal, different. Sri Vidya talks about various types of yantras in a different petaled kind of a formula. So various geometrical figures drawn in a particular specific pattern so that we can visually see and then absorb that energy. So mantra, yantra and tantra. So that this combination gives a specific benefit to the audience who is performing that particular thing. Recently I saw a podcast wherein famous singer of India, Anuradha Podwal, she was saying that, she was at the top of her career in terms of singing. That is when she decided that she has to move from ye chhod dena hai, ye chhod ke spiritual gaane hai. So she moved from film to spirituality because it is nature's decision. It is Devi Ma's. She is highly connected to, we again talking about divine feminine energy here. So Kali Ma, she gave her insight and then she moved, divine energy decides what needs to be done from a energy kind of perspective. And at the top of her career, she decided that she needs to move into spiritual songs. And then she started Durga Saptashati, Sahasranamams and those kind of chants. Not many people will leave your number 1, number 2 status and then move to something which is a different journey. Just to add one small point, like ye jo bija mantras hai, they are like Om, like different mantras are there. So for example, Namah Shivaya is Panchakshari, 5 Akshara mantra. You add Om to it, it becomes a 6 Akshara mantra. So ye jo Om hai, it is like a password. Aap mobile khol rahe ho, aapka jo password hai, wo bas aapko hi pata hai. वो password डाल रहे हैं, Om is a password there. Similarly, this nakshatra, the nakshatra that you're born in is your password. If you unlock it in your system, it gives you a world of opportunities. Automatically, आपका जो code है, वो आपको ही पता है. आप unlock करिए वो code, you will go into a world of opportunities kind of.
But this concept of, unlocking your own potential by feeding the password of your nakshatra is really a beautiful way. I hope the audience is connecting and, getting it in the same way how we can feel here.
All the elements here mentioned here is your password. And a combination of that is your actual password, which only you know. And once you fill it, that power of that thing, its potential is exploring actually.
Wow.
One more thing I like to add, this temple architecture is there, no? So, जो गर्भगृह होता है, so गर्भगृह शिरोप्रोक्ता. So it is like a cosmic temple का जो architecture है, जो it is like a cosmic Purusha, and यहाँ से वो जहाँ deity है, वो that is the Sahasrara. So it depicts the Sahasrara. The priest enters with the steps, no? That is like the your neck. And the entrance that you do, you enter into the stomach of the temple. That is why when you enter, you're entering the cosmic body, you put your chappal down, and then you do parikrama inside the temple. You go and pray the cosmic Purusha, imbibe the energy, you come out, and then you do a parikrama 3 times primarily, and then come and sit, absorb that energy, and and each temple has a specific. So, for example, Kamakya temple is an energy which is related to fertility. So it is primarily moon's rotation across the 27 nakshatra. That is the energy that fertility. So anybody is looking at irregular periods, is looking to conceive, is looking to, sort of bring in harmony in their relationship, primarily, because without relationship, there is no conception. So that is the energy which is there. So similarly, Guruvayur is a health-related sort of energy. So anybody, goes there and prays, because there's a story related to, health, related, which is primarily related to Bhagwan Krishna in that particular temple. Actually, traditionally, Sanatana Dharma mein, a temple was consecrated in a particular place as an energy center. So, if you see Gopuram, ऊपर में एक गोपुरम होता है, and that Gopuram carries that energy for one particular radius. So that is why Punar Pratishtha is the Prana Pratishtha is done. So the chief priest comes in and gives the prana to the deity. It is not a वो stone नहीं है. It's actually a living deity, and that living deity with that specific energy. Each temple has specific energy. Ancient temples, I'm not talking about new age. Ancient temples has this specific energy, and that energy is for the benefit of the society of the people in that area. Or 5 kilometer, 3 kilometer radius mein, that benefits the. So that is why people come there. They, sort of dissipate their whatever good or bad energies, absorb that temple energy, sit there for some time, and then slowly go out of that thing. They take that energy, refresh hoke जाते हैं वहाँ से. So that was the actually original, and that is why every 12 years, वो ये होता है, re-pratishtha of the re-energizing cycle. Exact one cycle of Jupiter, you re-energize that prana in that temple, in that deity, what prana that chief priest gave, because it is a living being. It is like your person with you. So, for example, in ancient India, you had a family, you had some specific creatures. So, for example, a specific cow is there. It's part of your family. It is not regarded as an animal. Similarly, that temple deity which has that strength is your connect to that particular area, and that connect, you keep on imbibing that particular energy, and then you sort of, for example, all your Shiva temples here, Jyotirlingas, all are energy centers. And energy centers, if ideally अच्छा capitalize कर सकते हैं हम लोग, it actually brings in harmony in that particular, because उसी के लिए बना है. क्योंकि लोग पूछते हैं मैं temple क्यों जाऊँ घर में, actually there's a difference. Temple का energy different है. Actually, if you are moving in spiritual direction, not religious, spiritual direction, that is connecting with divinity, connecting with nature. अगर आप वो direction में move कर रहे हैं, आप sensitive बन जाते हो. So sensitive माने your feminine energy in your system increases. And when your feminine energy increases, your ability to absorb that energy of that particular temple is very strong. तो आप जब temple जाएंगे, आप when you meditate there, you can easily feel that the particular temple's energy. You will know. You need not read any books. This temple has this specific energy, and it is actually a form of tantra as well. So wherein, yantra as well, wherein that it is a spatial geometry which has a specific design and geometry, and it is having that specific energy imbibed into that. You sing mantras, and the person who's coming there absorbs that particular energy kind of a thing.
That makes a lot of sense, because see, even I personally visited a lot of temples, so the energy can definitely be felt, and at certain temple there's a different energy, and at a certain temple you feel entirely different energy. The God is one,
yes,
but the energies definitely differ.
Yes.
So that is something. So as you just said that, a temple in itself is kind of a yantra in which when a person goes, they can absorb
that energy. Yes. Like Chitra Nakshatra, Anuradha Nakshatra, that energy, what knowledge you had, what consultation that you were doing, when you went there, you exactly felt that same. And aaj ke zamane mein, it's clearly prescribed. Parashara Ji has clearly told, Nama Sankirtanam is the method. In this yuga, Nama Sankirtanam, that means Sankirtanam, there is a song, Nama, in the name of God. So if you know you have your Ishta Devata, you have your Pratyantar Devata, you have your, Grama Devata, or whatever Devata is there, you can figure out from chart, or you like some God. And Nama Sankirtana for that God or Goddess is the best method in this particular thing. And when you chant that, you require a device which represents what you are chanting from a physical perspective. And that device is this yantra. So that, automatically energizes, and you get this benefit very, fast.
I was coming to the same point what you just said, that, absorbing energies through yantra. So my point here is that we go to temple, okay?
Yes.
And then we remove our slippers, we go inside, we bow down.
Yes.
That's a one thing. But on the other hand, when somebody gets this kind of yantra at their home,
Yes.
how should we process? What should be the procedure of getting these yantras home? I mean, once it is home,
Yes.
what should I really do with it? I mean,
Yes, so the multiple procedures are there. One is you click your password through your nakshatra. You click your password through Bija Mantras. You click your password through Ishta Devata. So multiple methodologies are there. Now, if you decide to click your password through, say, nakshatras, you need to connect with, so suppose you have 2 planets in one particular Ashwini Nakshatra, and then you try and energize yourself with all the elements connected with Ashwini Nakshatra. So Ashwini Nakshatra, Nasra Dasatya. So Ashwini Nakshatra talks about Ketu as the Dasha Lord. So it talks about various swiftness. It talks about, being handsome. So if you know the elements associated with Ashwini Nakshatra, that is where your, sort of options open in connecting with this. And the physical procedure-wise is a prime thing is this, you just light a lamp kind of a thing, and then sort of connect with because lamp, Agni is a medium, like Pujari or a Pandit is a medium between you and this divinity. Similarly, astrologer is also sort of a medium between you and knowing this divinity, this knowledge of divinity actually. So there is a medium there. That medium helps you connect. Similarly, Agni is a medium. So Agni, when there is Agni, you automatically start, all your prayers are taken and then, specific deity is connected through this particular medium. So it's a beautiful thing to connect through Agni actually. Spirituality mein 3 major things is there. Why do I need energy? मेरा तो अच्छा चल रहा है, मैं जा रहा हूँ, यहाँ कर रहा हूँ, वो कर रहा हूँ, जॉब कर रहा हूँ, मेरा पैसा आ रहा है. And what kind of energy is this? Very important to answer this. And if this energy comes, मेरा क्या होगा? Benefit. So generally, Sanatana Dharma talks from a perspective that from Bhagavad Gita, you do your karma, don't expect results. That means whatever good is there, divinity will give you. That is the answer to, spiritual aspect of it. Materially, people are like, I am doing this homa. 4 लोगों को बताएंगे मैं होमा कर रहा हूँ. Homa is actually a form of yantra. It is a representation of an yantra. So I am doing this for this specific benefit. This benefit is I need so much of wealth to be coming into my system or whatever it is. So in Sanatana Dharma, it is very clear that I do my karma and automatically things should happen. So when you do a set of procedures, you are bringing in positivity in your system. That is one benefit. When you bring in positivity, you are meeting with good people. The connections that you establish are all, positive people, good people, and generally good things will happen in your life. From a life perspective, and you are moving in the spiritual direction. That is connecting with nature, divinity, Bhagwan and Devi and those kind of things. So that is the prime, sort of benefit. Apart from materialistic benefits that can happen, this is primarily what is supposed to happen. This is what is happening with mantras and yantras actually.
On this very note, we'll bring this episode of today's to an end. And in this episode, we discussed a lot about yantra, how powerful the yantras are, how we can place them, how we can actually go through a process of puja and, energize and get a frequency matched with our personalized yantra. So I would like to thank Anand sir for joining us in this divine episode. If you like the video, please subscribe to our channel, make sure you like our video and do share your feedback through our comments. I hope you stay tuned for our upcoming videos. Thank you.